What if I told you that America's most dangerous criminals are not hidden in the shadows? They're right here, staring back at you from a list the world fears? This is the story of the FBI's Top 5 Most Wanted 2025 edition. A list that reveals not just crime, but the psychology of fear, power, and justice in modern America. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something straight out of a crime thriller. But this isn't fiction. This is the real-world list of fugitives the FBI considers the most dangerous, most wanted, and most elusive in 2025. By the end of this video, you'll understand how someone gets on this list, what crimes they committed, how the FBI tracks them down, and how this list has evolved into one of the most powerful tools in American law enforcement. Rafael Caro Quintero, the Godfather of Mexican drug lords. Rafael Caro Quintero has been a legend in the world of organized crime. A co-founder of the Guadalajara cartel, he's wanted for the kidnapping and brutal murder of DEA agent Enrique "Kiki" Camarena back in 1985. After serving 28 years in prison, he was released due to a legal technicality and disappeared. In 2018, the FBI placed him on the 10 Most Wanted list, offering a $20 million reward, one of the highest in history. Even today, Caro Quintero symbolizes the violent roots of the drug war that still haunts North America. Bhadreshkumar Patel, the elusive killer. Patel's case is chilling because of how ordinary it seems. In 2015, while working the night shift with his wife at a Dunkin' Donuts in Maryland, he murdered her, stabbing her multiple times before fleeing the country. Security cameras caught his final moments leaving the store. And then, nothing. The FBI believes he may be hiding somewhere in India or another South Asian country. What makes his story eerie is how calm, calculated, and quiet the entire crime was. He's not a mobster or a terrorist, just a man who vanished into thin air. Arnoldo Jimenez, the wedding night murderer. Jimenez's story could be pulled straight from a crime movie. In 2012, on the night of his wedding, he allegedly murdered his new wife in a fit of rage inside their car, and buried her body before disappearing across the border to Mexico. 13 years later, the FBI still believes he's alive, hiding with help from relatives. His name remains on the list as a dark reminder that sometimes the most brutal crimes begin in moments of love and celebration. Jason Derek Brown, the $1 Million Phantom. Jason Derek Brown doesn't fit the profile of a typical fugitive. Charming, educated, and fluent in French, Brown once lived a luxurious life filled with fancy cars and parties. But in 2004, he allegedly shot and killed an armored car guard outside a movie theater in Arizona, escaping with over $56,000 in cash. He's been on the run ever since. His clean-cut appearance and ability to blend in make him one of the hardest fugitives to identify. He's been spotted across the US and even rumored to have escaped to Europe. To this day, the FBI calls him one of the most ordinary-looking, but most dangerous fugitives ever. Ruja Ignatova, the Crypto Queen. Known around the world as the Crypto Queen, Ruja Ignatova built a multi-billion-dollar scam called OneCoin. Between 2014 and 2017, she convinced millions of investors that they were buying into the next Bitcoin. But it was all a lie. In 2017, she boarded a flight from Bulgaria to Greece and vanished. No trace, no signal, no digital footprint. Some believe she was murdered, others think she's still alive, living under a new identity. The FBI added her to the Most Wanted list in 2022, offering a $100,000 reward. Her case highlights how digital crime has become just as dangerous as physical violence, only quieter. These names reflect a shift in the kind of threats the FBI now prioritizes. Decades ago, the list was dominated by mobsters, gangsters, and bank robbers. Today, it's filled with international criminals, cyber fraudsters, and fugitives who weaponize technology. In 2025, the digital frontier has blurred every border. The FBI's fight isn't just in the streets anymore. It's in the code, the blockchain, and the cloud. We're talking about criminals who can move millions of dollars with a click, or vanish behind encrypted firewalls. The modern fugitive doesn't always carry a gun. Sometimes they carry a laptop. But here's something few people know. The FBI doesn't just chase these criminals. It adapts. Using artificial intelligence, facial recognition, and global data networks, the Bureau now collaborates with Interpol, Europol, and even private cybersecurity firms to track fugitives in real time. From facial scans at airports to voice pattern recognition in online calls, every piece of data could be the clue that cracks a decade-old case. And yet, even with all this technology, some fugitives still slip through. Why? Because human networks, corruption, and power still beat machines. In every case, there's a story of loyalty, fear, or silence that keeps these people hidden. And in some cases, the people protecting them have as much to lose as the fugitives themselves. Every name on the FBI's 10 Most Wanted list tells a story, not just about the criminal, but about the world that created them. Because behind every fugitive, there's a reflection of society's deepest fears, and behind every capture, a glimpse of how far we're willing to go to feel safe. The FBI's Most Wanted list has always been more than a tool. It's a psychological weapon. It shapes how Americans and the world perceive danger. In the 1950s, the list featured bank robbers and escapees because America feared lawlessness. In the 1980s and 1990s, it was drug traffickers and organized crime bosses reflecting the war on drugs. After September 11th, terrorism dominated. And now, in 2025, the list reveals a world afraid of invisible enemies: hackers, digital scammers, and global corruption. The FBI doesn't just react to crime, it reacts to culture. Each name, each face is chosen not just for their danger, but for what they symbolize. When people see the list, they're not just looking at fugitives. They're looking at a snapshot of the world's anxieties. The media plays a crucial role in this machine. Television, newspapers, and now social media have turned the manhunt into a 24/7 spectacle. From televised press conferences to viral FBI tweets, every platform is a stage. And the audience? Everyone with a screen. The result? Public outrage turns into public participation. Ordinary people suddenly become detectives, scanning airports, buses, and faces in the crowd. That's how more than 1/3 of all captures have happened. Because someone, somewhere, recognized a face from a story they couldn't forget. But this power comes with danger. Media attention can blur the line between justice and entertainment. When a fugitive becomes a headline, the story can overshadow the facts. Public fear can be manipulated, and sometimes the people on the list become infamous, even idolized, for the wrong reasons. Now, here's a side most people never see. The FBI's 10 Most Wanted list is supposed to be objective, based on danger and justice. But over the years, experts and former agents have admitted that politics can influence who gets added or removed. During the Cold War, for example, several fugitives were chosen not for their crimes, but for their ideological symbolism. And in today's world where global politics, corporate influence, and international crime intersect, the choice of who appears on that list can send a political message, just as much as a legal one. That's the hidden power of the list. It's not just about who's dangerous, it's about who represents danger in the eyes of those in power. You might think that once someone on the list is caught, their story ends. But the truth is, that's just the beginning. For many fugitives, their capture sparks a media storm, documentaries, podcasts, and even movies. They become symbols of justice served, or sometimes justice delayed. For the FBI, each capture is a chance to rebuild trust, prove efficiency, and remind the public that no one escapes forever. Yet for the victims, and their families, the end of the chase is rarely the end of the pain. Behind every headline is a broken family, a shattered dream, and years of unanswered questions. And that's what makes the list so haunting. It's not just about criminals, it's about human stories, both of tragedy and triumph. So what's next for the FBI's Most Wanted list? In 2025 and beyond, expect it to go fully digital. The Bureau is already experimenting with AI-powered updates, global databases, and augmented reality tools to track fugitives in real time. The list of the future may not just appear on posters. It may live in your phone, your feed, or even your smart glasses. Imagine walking through an airport, and your device quietly notifies authorities that a wanted fugitive just passed you. That's the next frontier. Justice, powered by technology. But that also raises a haunting question. In a world where every face can be tracked, who's really watching whom? So the next time you see a wanted alert flash on your screen, remember, behind that photo lies an entire network of investigation, intelligence, and courage. If this deep dive into the FBI's top 5 most wanted opened your eyes, hit that like button and subscribe for similar videos if you enjoyed this one. Comment below what you'd like to see next.